Okay, so this is a quick performance of Blender talking to Sonic Pi in real time using Sonic Pi live loop and Blender animation nodes. And let's try recording the whole performance now. Hopefully it's working. See? If I'm not using the QuickTime recording, this is actually real time. So I can run the whole performance. There are 32 notes to play this Frere Jacques song. So let's listen. So yeah, see, currently I'm controlling it beat by beat per frame by frame using just the keyboard. Because I found that if currently using this setup, if I run the whole thing just automatically, it's gonna, there's a lot of cut. Maybe the commands actually kind of kill each other. Like every frame, it will send OSC message into Sonic Pi right here from Blender. So if I try to play it anyway, so this is playing at 1 frame per second. So you see, the timing is not perfect if we kind of cut the beats frame by frame. If I make it faster, it's too loud, sorry. So if I'm playing it like that, it's there's like the timing is not exactly correct. Maybe 1 frame per second, 2 frames per second. There, none of them actually match the actual song. So if I'm playing it using arrow and kind of adjust the timing accordingly based on the just to feel the actual song, it feels better. If we are actually playing the whole performance using Sonic Pi, the timing is more correct somehow. Maybe the setup can be adjusted, but for now I'll show you that inside Blender here I can change the sound very easily and then play the sound. This one is not too bad. I can still go back to Sonic Pi here and then change the things like maybe the release or the sustain needs to be changed. I change the sound first. That's the prophet scene. That's the dowel bell. There's a pluck, just like a guitar or harp. It's a beat. Whoops, that's TB303. That's a square wave. Zawa. That's pretty well. So I just stop it using escape. And if you notice, Suzanne here actually goes up and down based on the melody, frequency, and also the volume or the what is it? The volume and duration changes, but the volume also depending on the notes, sometimes a little bit louder, and when it's louder, Suzanne's head become bigger. So it's still pretty simple, but I think this is pretty fun experiment. So I prefer controlling it by hand for now. I think the most ideal situation is that if the beat or the speed of the whole performance is in real time, and then Blender doesn't lag. So currently I think the best performance is when I kind of code everything inside Sonic Pi and then just send a message to Blender to trigger animations. And that's actually kind of something I'm still kind of need to experiment. How do you want to trigger animations? Currently the animation is just like a pop, like everything is just popping. But ideally the animation should be more like kind of when you're playing game and you're pressing the button and it creates sound and also kind of trigger animations, and the animation should still kind of be running. Like if you are controlling character player and you're like hitting the button for jump twice, and it's gonna make sound twice, and then it also trigger the action for the animations instead of just popping from one animation to another. Well, probably for a simple experiment, we should try with a MIDI first, and MIDI has the not on, not off, and things like that to control the kind of like where you press the button and when you release the button, and that's kind of triggering animations, sort of. So yeah, what I found is if you actually kind of dig inside a little bit with music programming or music coding and actually learn a bit about music theory, there is apart from notes and apart from things like kind of like pressing the notes or like the different in melody, there's also things like a small detail like a release or like a sustain, things like that, like small details like how when you use synth to make a sound, you need to worry about few attributes, quite a few attributes of that sound. And if you're instead of using synth, if you're using samples, you also need to worry about when you're sampling, you want how fast you want to play it, like the pitch of the sample, and then you also need to think about how whether you want to slice the samples and then you want to loop the samples, and then there's a lot. It's kind of almost like kind of like a pretty complex motion graphic animations in a ways. And if we can make it work together, like with a Blender and in this case Sonic Pi, and then you can you can really like control visual and sound and using codes, and I think that's really powerful. And yeah, we'll see how it goes, but currently this is what I got. So I think this is pretty fun, and the cool thing about this is that I can go back into the code here, and instead of this 32 notes for brother Jacob, Frere Jacques, we can change it into any song, and we just need to change the duration and volume list accordingly, and then we should get a new song and then a new animation of Suzanne. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it for this quick demo. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.